Hello again, everyone. It's Vince from TradingWinds.com, and this is our update for July 12th, 2020. Let's take a quick look at how things finished off last week. We did see more upside on Friday. The Dow on Friday up almost 370 points. Still sitting right along that 20, though. The S&P 500 up 33. And right at the top of that wedge, that upper trend line. So we'll see if we can break through there this week. The NASDAQ up 60, almost 70 points. That isn't hitting a new all-time high, while the Russell up another 24 points on Friday. Bond market did pull back. The yield on the 10-year note settled at 0.646%. Crude oil was up 42 cents on Friday, and gold down just about 2 points or so. The dollar also slightly lower. If we take a look at the broader market here, the main ETFs for the different sectors, starting with energy, you'll see that we're barely hanging on to the cloud. So energy under some pressure here. The tech stocks just continue to drive this market higher. Again, sitting near all-time highs and look likely to continue moving higher. Utilities trying to break through that cloud, but have been stuck in a range here for the last few weeks. XLY, consumer discretionary stocks, hitting a new high. And this is a nice pattern here. If you want to look at this, this is actually, I have a couple of trade setups to share with you. This was not one of them, but certainly can be. If you look at XLY, beautiful cup and handle type formation. We're just about to break through here. I mean, we did close just above there, so this looks like a really nice pattern here on XLY, and should continue to move higher. Retail, very much like the S&P, where it's stuck within those June high and low. So likely to go higher, but hasn't broken out yet. On the other hand, communication ETF here, XLC, has, and that looks to be moving towards new highs. Real estate sector under a little pressure here, financials as well. And we'll talk some more about financials. We have some earnings coming up this week. XLV, healthcare sector, taking a bit of a break here last week, but still sitting on top of the cloud. XLP, consumer staples as well, wanting to break out, but not there just yet. Industrials, looking a little weak here, and materials, not bad, but still very much like the S&P 500 chart. Let's go back here and look at a couple of trade setups before we talk about news and what's coming up this week. If you look at ORA, here's a candidate for a short play, I believe, setting up here. Now, the weekly and the monthly, not spectacular, not a great looking charts. This one being choppy as well, but solid downward momentum here. And looks likely to retest these lows down near 55. So that looks like a decent short. On the flip side, if you look at AGX here, long setup on AGX. Give my chart a second to refresh. There it is. And not only are we back to the 20 with a nice orderly retracement and a nice bounce on Friday with the RSI closing back above the 50 line, but again, if you focus on this area here, let me try this again. If you focus on this area here, nice cup and now handle potentially forming here. So getting in a little early here for the cup and handle, but looks really promising, as where XLY, remember, was up here and just breaking above the high. So a few nice setups coming together there. Now, if we look forward here, Monday, we get the federal budget balance report. Tuesday, we get Redbook and core CPI. Wednesday, we get the MBA mortgage apps number, crude oil inventories, and the Beige Book report. Thursday, jobless claims, retail sales, and business inventories. And Friday, we get building permits, housing starts, consumer sentiment, and the U.S. Baker Hughes rig count. Now, tomorrow, Pepsi announces earnings. Tuesday, financials kick in with JP Morgan, Citigroup, Wells Fargo, just to name a few. So the focus is going to turn to earnings here as this week we start getting a slew of them, and it just gets busier and busier over the next few weeks. But of course, keeping, going back to basics here, the S&P 500, this is what we're waiting for. Do we break out above the high trend line here, move off to new highs? Certainly looks likely here. Let's see what tomorrow brings. But that's about it for now. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we will see you on our next update.